please like, subscribe, and notification bell. We'd be all set. We're back with another video from Jason Black. I recorded this video a few weeks ago and kind of forgot about it. I believe the topic of discussion is being prepared in the event that you don't get married and investing in buying a home or something like that. I believe that's the crux of the discussion, but I'm just here for the roast. Let's get to it. The title of the video is Nail Carter Shaped Woman Has Epic Meltdown.
404, you're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
What is your name?
Lynn.
All right, Lynn from Atlanta. And what's on your mind?
ATL, ho.
Well, I'm older than the last one. I'm in my 50s. And
yeah, shout it.
I'm calling to say to the young girls that even if you try and be that perfect woman, you try and do everything right, you stay out of the streets, you work because you have to support yourself, you believe in loving a man, you still might spend a very long period of your life alone. So I would suggest that by the time you turn no later than 35, you go ahead and buy you a home. You buy you a home, get you a 30-year mortgage, pay it off in 15 years. Make sure you put away some money. I mean, you might find that love of your life. You might be a perfect person, but there's still no guarantees you will, the right man will find you and you will fall in love and get married. So I believe, and I know because I'm retired in my 50s, I have more money than you suggested earlier to the other girls about having. My home is paid off. I have 2 cars, they're paid off. I did not want to do none of this until I turned about 35 because I always thought I was a good person. I kept my body tight. I look good. I still get hit on. But there's still no guarantees you will be with that right man. You will find that right man. So you do need to start at least by 35, laying down a foundation for your retirement.
Okay, let me find out a couple of things here. How old are you?
57.
Okay, you're 57 years old.
Okay.
Think about that part there for just a few moments. Okay. So you were born around what, 62?
No.
I'm messing up bad.
4.
I'm messing up badly. They're 64. Think about that for just a few moments. Just said to somebody in your age group, born in 64, that might sound feasible. How old were you when you bought your house? You said you were around 35?
I was 35 because I got married young, and
okay,
like I said,
ma'am. Okay, that was it. Okay, man. We're short on time, folks. Yes or no questions, just short on time. We don't need a biography. So that was 22 years ago. It's called math, ma'am. If you're 57 now and you got your house when you were 35, that would be 22 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, that would be 2000. Ma'am, you cannot compare the cost of housing today, and you got yours right before the housing bubble. So you're one of those people who you got the last reasonably priced houses in America. We haven't had a reasonably priced home in America since 2005. Ma'am, your experience is completely divorced from the socioeconomic reality of today. What you're suggesting isn't feasible. The houses don't cost that anymore, anywhere. The dollar has not kept up. The inflation is out of this world now. So what you're describing is a scenario that simply can't work. For example, how much did you put down as your down payment on your house?
$12,000.
How many bedrooms does your house have?
Only have 3 bedrooms.
A 3-bedroom house, and all you had to put down was $12,000. How many square feet?
2,200.
2,200 square feet in the Atlanta area, and she only put down $12,000. I want you all to think about that for a few moments. 2,200 square feet in the Atlanta area. Show me what you can get today for 2,200 square feet in the Atlanta area where you only have to put down $12,000.
You actually have programs where if you're a first-time home buyer, you can put down less.
Here you go.
And in Metro Atlanta, well, I mean, I also have a real estate license. Well, had one. I don't practice no more.
Ma'am, you're not talking to somebody who hasn't bought and sold. Ma'am, you're talking, before you say that, yes, I was a car dealer. I've also bought and sold real estate. Do you really want to try this?
I'm not trying to try anything.
Ma'am, I'm just saying, ma'am, are you really going to try the first-time home buyers program thing? Are you really going to try that? Before you even go down, I'm going to give you I'm just giving you a chance.
Like 35.
Okay, but ma'am, I'm just giving you a chance here. Do you really want to try this? You sure you don't want to just back off of that now? Do you really want to try the first-time home buyers thing? You really want to go for it? All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
Let's go. Let's go ahead and go for it then, ma'am. What part of Atlanta do you live in, ma'am?
Fayetteville, Georgia.
Okay. And what do you think that a 2,200 square foot house in Fayetteville, Georgia costs?
Oh, it costs way more now.
Okay, man. Okay, I asked for a price. I asked for a price, ma'am. Okay, let's not get. Okay, first of all, let's not talk over the host. Now, don't get out of line up in here. I've been very polite up to this point. Just because you know you're wrong and you're being shown up, don't get mad now, ma'am. How much does it cost in Fayetteville?
Excuse me?
How much does it cost? Open your ears and stop talking and you listen, you'll hear. How much does it cost in Fayetteville for a 2,200 square foot house? She doesn't need to repeat it this many times. She just realizes she got caught and now she's like, ooh, can I stall?
I haven't been caught in anything. I just haven't looked for a home in Fayetteville, but I know that the prices are up. I love my home.
But you claim to have been a realtor or had a real estate license.
Exactly. Well, I can look something up right now if you like me.
Okay, but wait a minute. But you claim. Okay, you live there and you claimed. You live there, but you claim to have a license.
Well, I said just because I live in Fayetteville don't mean you have to live in Fayetteville. I just recently had a friend purchase a home for $168,000. The home was like 12 years old, but it was a little further out past DeKalb County. So there are affordable homes still available in the Metro Atlanta area.
What is the price? What is the price tag that you could?
Bought a home for $168,000, and it's a nice one in a nice neighborhood.
What is the nice neighborhood that you think in the Atlanta area where they got a home for $168,000?
Did you hear me say she had to drive extra? She's going to have to spend 10 to 15 more minutes in traffic, but she'll be able to, in case she never gets married, she'll be able to retire. That's what I'm saying. I know there's no cheap homes. I also know a girl who just bought she's spending $2,000 a month on her mortgage. She spent $300,000 for a townhome in Metro Atlanta, and it's in the hood. So you have to, when it's that time, you have to take your time and not listen to anybody. You go for it. You go looking for it. You find
what you're saying is nonsense.
That fits your budget.
Ma'am, what you're saying is nonsense. Such thing as a nice home in the Atlanta. Ma'am, be quiet. There's no such thing as in the Atlanta area as a ma'am. Shut your freaking Golden Girl's mouth, or I'll get rid of you. You're not going to talk over the host. Period. You're talking. You're talking insanity.
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Wow, you sound old and senile and cantankerous now. Somebody didn't take their Geritol.
And you sound like you got a little dick. Always talking about people.
You're interested in knowing that? Interesting. At your age?
I sound old. You sound like a nigga with a little dick who fakes his voice, acts like it's deeper than it is, and tries to sound tough. You don't want to hear the truth about women. And when women call in with their truth,
I don't think he has a deep voice
you want to tell them that they're lying.
With the truth.
That everybody doesn't live
with the
life,
truth.
and you don't know how everybody lives.
Ma'am,
so
you're too old. You're too old to be worried about that, ma'am.
You know what?
What would
I
you
love
do?
Myself.
You're too old for that.
And so for you to
ma'am, you don't love anything. The only thing you love is Metamucil.
Guess what?
What are you gonna do with that? She's worried about that, ma'am. A size 20 doesn't have to worry about that.
Everybody, male and female,
but they don't have to get. But they don't have to get ugly, old, and fat.
Over the age, that shit doesn't work.
It doesn't work for you. That's why you're alone, ma'am.
You know, my life is good.
Ma'am, you're fat and you're fat, delusional, and alone. What are you talking about?
I look good.
No, you don't, ma'am. You sound like Nell Carter.
I live in Atlanta. I get hit on every week.
The only people who hit you are the police. The police are the only people who hit you. Police are the only people who hit you.
And that's why. And not only, ladies, not only if you're a good person.
Let's be very, very clear. By the way, I let that go on as long as it is. Why would some octogenarian who's aged out of the game, why would they be concerned about making sexual advances toward me? By the way, why would they be concerned about that? You saw I called her about the housing. You saw I called her about that. And as soon as that happened, all of a sudden the wheels came off the wagon. So, like I say, look, they're used to being able to bluff their way through these discussions. You all know I'm a global traveler. You ain't gonna pull nothing over on me about the Atlanta area. Those of you who live in Atlanta, in the chat room right now, those of you who live in Atlanta, y'all tell me, where you gonna live in the Atlanta area? And you know what? I'll even let you go out to Villarica, Douglasville, I know I keep messing it up, Marietta. Where are you gonna live anywhere in or near the Atlanta Metroplex and get a house in a decent neighborhood in 2022 for $168,000? Where are you going to pick that up at? Someone explain that to me, to the folks in Atlanta, where they got them $168,000 houses in the nice neighborhoods in 2022. She's not doing meth, she's doing fentanyl. In the Atlanta area, where the hell are you buying that? What the hell listing is she looking at? You can go looking up that fictional listing if you want to. That's the best you can do. Well, she has to drive a bit. Yeah, she has to drive from Des Moines. She's got to drive from Little Rock, Arkansas. But she's not in Atlanta. You're not in Atlanta. So just understand, these old gas bags, all they can really do is lie to you. That's it. Just wanted the young females to hear that. And by the way, at her age, she's interested in making sexual advances at her age. I still look good, ma'am. I'm trying not to clown you. That's why I let you sit there and keep talking. I'm trying not to clown you, but by the way, yeah. And no, she sounds like a good size 20. By the way, we've had enough of those call in, haven't we? I look good. And they call up here looking like a newspaper bag. That's what happens when you get old and lonely and can't retire and have to call people up lying. That's what happens when that becomes you. When that becomes you, that's all you can do.
I love it. Jason like pours salt in the wounds, man. I really just here for the jokes. I just played this to laugh more than anything. I think it's funny that her immediate insults at almost 60 years old was straight to him having a little dick. It's like their default thing. That doesn't work anymore. Like, oh, you got a little dick. Like, that's your first go-to. Okay, we're past that. Now what? And you make your voice deeper. And I'm like, Does he even have a deep voice? Oh, I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think after party in the comments. My name's Theodore Cooper, but you can
call me bitch.
Do better.
Excuse me, bitches?
I live in Atlanta. I get hit on every week.
The only people who hit you are the police. The police are the only people who hit you.
And that's why. And
Sure that I...
He said the only people that hit you are the police. Let's go.